Ladies and gentlemen, my name is that one, that only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster, and we are getting ready to drop some heavy science tonight. Hopefully, I don't get any interruptions. Sorry about last weekend. I was supposed to go live, was in a bad area, couldn't get out the area, and couldn't get no other time this week to go live. So, but it's okay. We're here now. Um, as you guys come in, give me a sound check. Let me know everything is good. And we'll go ahead and break into tonight's topic. After 1 year of being in a lease, if you don't have what you need, then okay, sounds good. Okay, all right. What the title implies is that in 1 year, you should have everything that you need in 1 year. If you don't have what you need in 1 year, then you're procrastinating. You're procrastinating, and ultimately, none of the things that you're trying to do, you're going to get it. You're not going to get these things accomplished. You know, you got into the lease program, you got comfortable, you know, you made a little bit of money, and you just throwed all logic just right on out the window. When the whole purpose is for you to come into a sense of independence. I mean, that you don't have to go all the way. I'm not talking about people to go and get your own authority, which is the end game, of course, is to get your own authority. But is to have a sense of independence for self. That means that you are operating at a cost that's fair, just like everyone else. Because it doesn't make sense that out here in the market they got a Kenworth W900. These top tier, top model trucks, and you don't qualify for them. But yet in a lease program, you're paying almost double. You're paying almost double than what it's worth at fair market value. Mr. Andrews, what's going on with you? Hey, real quick, that's your air governor you need to change. Your air governor is bad on your truck. Now, I mean, I understand you. It's good you changed the compressor, but it's your governor that's bad because it's building air and stuff, but governor is keeping it from your governor is keeping it from getting up to 120. It's got stuck, or sometimes they just go bad like that cars. There are no other leaks and stuff that I see, based on the video. But yeah, I would change that governor. Yeah, yeah. The governor is the air governor. It's a little small piece of stuff on the firewall. Yeah, it's a little small. It's a little small piece of stuff on the firewall that Century class. Uh, some valve, a couple of hoses and stuff go to it. It's real cheap. I say around, you probably get one for about 50 $60. But that's what that is there. Your compressor's working fine. It's just your governor, your air governor's bad. But like I was saying, is that it doesn't matter what's going on at this time here with inflation or whatever. You still, people are still gonna get in the truck. Still, people gonna get into this business and do what they got to do. And so, for the most part, if you're in a lease program, it's because you don't have any money, or you got bad credit, or you got both, no money and bad credit. Um, Rates are low. We're going out of business. Help us. Um, I I don't know what to say on that. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna say this is that if you're running off the If you run off the spot market, then yeah, it's pretty bad right now. It's pretty bad right now. Stuff if you run off the spot market. But this lease program, it's a good way to get started, right? If you're trying to get yourself established, but like I emphasize, it takes a year. You ain't got no reason to be sitting there getting comfortable in no lease program and stuff. I seen a guy a couple weeks ago. They got a lease program over here where I'm leased on with. First place he goes to is to the Chrome shop, right over there across the street, putting stuff on the truck. Brand new truck. I said, the reason why you're in the truck is because you ain't got no money, you ain't got no credit. First things first, the first settlement that you get, you supposed to be contributing to that to find someone to fix your credit. That's the first thing you're supposed to be doing. Because if you ain't got no understanding of finance, if you ain't got no understanding of financial literacy, then you ain't got no business getting into the business to start with. But if you're getting into the business, then one of the things that should be understood, almost like the air that you breathe, is that I'm going into business because I want to, or I'm trying to get an understanding of financial literacy. Trying to get an understanding of financial literacy because it's all hands on deck. Your money, your capital, your credit, yourself, your truck, everything is all hands on deck. And so in 1 year, you should have everything that's needed for you to move to the next step. So, hey, I'm in the lease program and stuff. I appreciate it for what it's worth. You can go and get that same truck. You can go get that same truck if you want to, or you could just buy that truck and stuff that you have. You just get some, if you get some bank to finance it, if you get some bank to finance and stuff, take it over there to them, show them what it is. They'll value it. They'll go over here and talk to the people who's selling the truck, and they come up with some figure, and then you can just go from there if you like that truck that much. But ultimately, when you get all things in your favor, just as everyone else is doing, in 1 year you should have it all done. You should have all the money to move towards the next step. But people get in these lease programs and they get comfortable. And next thing you know, you got 3, 4 years, and then you got 3, 4 years in the program. Forgot all about it. And then reality hits. You know, something like this. The rates and stuff are just extremely low. The rates are extremely low, and they telling you, hey, listen, we want you to go there and pick this load up. And you done been in the hole. You done been in the hole for 4 or 5 weeks. Bills and stuff are due, things are due. You running hard. The truck is kind of messing up on you. Money's real tight. And so reality dawns in. All the time you was getting comfortable, you was thinking, daggone, I should have just took this time, energy, and learned about the business. So now you're trying to you're trying to hurry up and see what you can come up with in a hurry. You know, but just being comfortable in those positions there and stuff, I just tell, hey man, look, just be a company driver. Just be a company driver because what's the purpose of being in a lease program when everybody's getting paid except yourself? Everybody. Everyone's getting paid, and then they're getting paid off your work, and you're not getting paid nothing. Just be a company driver. That way, everybody gets paid. If you don't want the burden and responsibility of learning financial literacy, that's fine. Just be an employee. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being an employee. I mean, it's the safe thing to do because at least you get paid every Friday. At least you get paid every Friday. You can qualify for a lot of things that the company offer. And protect yourself a little bit. But to be independent, to be totally and completely independent. You are responsible for all the things that goes on with you, and so you don't have time to be playing around. You don't have time to be playing around. If they give you the tools necessary to go out here and accomplish the goal, then man, do what you got to do. But it's just, I mean, I had these conversations, and that's what it's been lately. It's just, it gets real frustrating when a person tells me what they're not, I'm not willing to make that type of sacrifice. Well, then the only thing I can do is be truthful with you and tell you that, man, look, this is just not something that you cut out for. This is not something that you cut out for and stuff. Just turn the truck in, be a company driver, make your money that way because, you know, business is about there are setbacks and stuff here, but what are you willing to do in order to get to the goal? Because if you got zero money, if you ain't got no dollars, no money, and your credit and stuff is jacked up, I don't understand why you got to be home every weekend. Why you got to be home every weekend, off every day, and your credit's jacked up in the industry where you can sit there and you can make six figures now. As a company driver, you can make six figures now. Everybody's always talking about the six figure stuff. Well, you got the opportunity to do it. That means, hey, look, you got to leave the house alone. You got to get out here on this road and you got to ride. As a company driver, you can now make six figures. Everybody's always talking about that now. Now you have the opportunity to do it, but it's not going to come by being home every weekend, off every day, being laid under your women or your children, all this stuff there. What's the point of being under them and you ain't got no money? You can't provide for them. You can't do anything for them, and then you come with these excuses, talk, oh well, it's more important to be around my child because they got to see me and stuff like that. Well, okay, they got to see you being a bum. They need things, you know. Cost and stuff is going up, and so I mean, your presence can be there even without you being there because you got to make it known and stuff, man. Hey, look, I got to get out here and I got to do what I got to do. But it's always these excuses. Well, hey, dude, are you willing to put this work in? Okay, are you willing to dedicate at least? Are you willing to dedicate at least a year or more into it to make sure that your financial situation is secured? Because you talking about 30 year, you talking about 30-year mortgages now, housing market and stuff. I mean, you can't get a house under $300,000. You can't get a house under $300,000. So the down payment itself will take you out, and then you got 30 years on top of that. You got 30 years on top of that and stuff. On top of the fact that you got hyperinflation, you got hyperinflation. You willing to bet it all on 30 years? Like you got 30 years guaranteed. You got 30 years guaranteed to you. It's very arrogant. It's a very arrogant way of looking at things. But here you are with the opportunity, while the opportunity is still here to get out here and put this work in because everybody's getting into it now. I see a lot of women getting into it now. I'm seeing a lot of women getting into it now and stuff, cause they understand. Look, they ain't no men out there doing it for them anymore. They got to get out here and get it just like everybody else. Seeing this woman, like 20 years ago when I first jumped into this, there was a certain type. There was a certain type of woman that was you know, that would get into this industry and stuff. But now everybody's getting into it. Trucks are more easier to operate now and stuff. I mean, so shoot. Hey, they drive these trucks with stilettos. They drive them with stilettos and stuff, man. I mean, shoot. If you couldn't get the gearing and stuff down pack, hey man, forget about it. But everybody got to get it now. Everybody got to get it now and stuff. And so, you got to take a look around and say, all right, well, while I have this opportunity, what do I take advantage of? Let me take advantage of this opportunity. If I'm in a lease program, why do I need to go home? It's need to be understood. Hey, listen, I'm gonna be on this grind for a year. I'm gonna be on this grind for a year because the purpose is for me to sit there and secure my financial freedom. I gotta secure it. I gotta put the work in. So, you know, the numbers. When we look at the we looking at the numbers. The thing it's still it's not making sense and stuff. You got guys. I say, I use this place over here for an example. 1,400. You paying $1,400 a week for a truck. $1,400 a week for a truck for 52 weeks for 4 years. It's 52. It's 52 weeks in a year, and each week you're being charged $1,400 for 4 years. That means you can't stop. You can't stop and take a break. Man, if something happens and you out of work and stuff for the week or whatever, it's still that same $1,400. If it's good, if it's a good week, if it's a bad week, you still owe that same $1,400, which come up to about $72,000 a year. $72,000 a year, which I just showed is that you know. Now you're sitting here saying that you don't have the money, but you got the capability of making the money because if you're in this program and he got to get paid. He's got to get paid and stuff. So if you stay there for a whole year, then they got that $72,000. But that same $72,000, you can go right over to the Lone Mountain and just buy a truck cash, W900 Peterbilts all day long. $72,000. You got what 90? You got 95%. If you ain't got the truck paid off in full, you got at least 95%. Any bank will finance your stuff, man. It doesn't matter what kind of ridiculous rate that they want to tack on to it. It's like what 6 months and you're done. If you still dedicate yourself to that $1,400, so you say that you have the money to make for other people, but you don't have the money to make for yourself. So you can go over here to your Freightliners or your Kenworths or whoever and stuff and get the same truck with a fair market value. You want to you don't want to go that route like everybody else is going towards. The people that you leased on to, that's what they're doing. They're getting their trucks and stuff at fair market value, and then they're marking it up and saying, well, okay, your one truck is going to pay for three trucks, and you getting out there and you doing the work. So it can be done. There's no excuse about it. I mean, heck, I was at my first truck, 20% interest. My first truck was 20% interest, and my truck payment was $946 a month. Of course, that was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago, but shoot, I'm over here at National Carriers paying $535 a week. I went from 535 to $535 a week for a truck I'm gonna never own. For a truck, $946 a month. $946 a month. Full coverage insurance, another $100 where I was paying $300 for that truck at National Carriers. So you see, the money that you save is the money that you can take to invest into your business. And so the more that you invest in your business, the more payout is going to be at the end of the day, even if you don't do nothing with it. Which I mean, any business person stuff is always going to do something with it. But I mean, the thing is that it's yours because you invested in business. It can only work in your favor, especially if you're putting it into the field that you operating in. You get a truck, okay. You run dry van and stuff, go buy your own dry van. Buy your own flatbed, buy your own reefer unit. Because it only works in your favor. The more that you work, the harder that you work, the more type of equipment that you need. Okay, well, I need something newer. If you are trying to be a little bit laid back and stuff, then you can go for the used. You can go for the used stuff. If you know how to work on your own equipment, which everybody should, which everybody should get familiar with doing, or have somebody reliable. But I mean, again, that means putting in the work. So if you have to take your truck to the shop, you don't be sitting up there you don't be sitting up there in the lounge and stuff like that, sitting back and taking it easy. No, you go out there and you look and you ask questions. You're not trying to get in the person's way, but you're trying to see what kind of tools are you using, or what was the what was the cause of this certain thing going out, and what did you have to do in order to rectify the situation? What tools did you use? You got to actually be right there. Even you ain't got to be in his way, but you ain't looking over the person's shoulder. What you doing? You trying to sit there and soak up game. So the next time you run into the issue, you could probably fix it yourself. Because they're not people who got these trucks all fixed up and chromed down and stuff. Some of the best ones, they know how to do their own work. They do their own lighting. They do their own lighting and stuff. Some of them fix. They do their own end frames and stuff. I mean, prime example. Look at what's that guy name? That guy out of South Carolina got that white W900. When his truck went down, he stayed over there at the shop. He stayed in that shop. Instead of he had the money. He could have took his truck, dropped it off and stuff, went home, chilled out a week and stuff, and come back and pick his truck up. He stayed there the whole time, slept in his truck. He was putting in that work. It was real uncomfortable. I bet you. It was wintertime. You know, it was wintertime. He couldn't run the truck or whatever. But I'm saying to stay in that shop and soak up that knowledge. A lot of that stuff he was doing it himself. So he got a truck that he's going to be keeping. He got a truck that he's going to be keeping forever, practically. So I mean, and now he knows how to do his own in-frame. A lot of work and stuff he was doing, the stuff that he was stumped on, he went over there, asked the mechanics, and then when they went over there and fixed it, what was he doing? Soaking up the game. Because I can guarantee you, next time if something goes down, he probably gonna fix it himself. But it was the cost of being uncomfortable. Your house is right up the street. You could have slept in your own bed, woke up every morning, been there with your children and your wife and eating a good meal or whatever. But instead, you sitting in the truck. You in the grit of the matter and stuff, right? So you putting in that work. But that means that you're trying to secure your future for later on events. You can pass on this information to yourself. Because everybody's always saying with that on, well, one of the biggest fears of me going out here and getting my own truck is the fact that if it breaks down, I don't know what to do. It's gonna happen, you know. It's gonna happen. It's man-made equipment and stuff. But the thing is that it's always a learning experience. It's just like if you go to a mechanic school, look at the money you got to pay. If you go to a mechanic school, then you got to pay this certain amount for them to sit there and give you games. So your breakdowns are just nothing more but little segments of what you pay to go to school to get information, about your said equipment. And that's all. That's the way you look at it. Just like what my teacher told, me, Casanova 601. He said, "Man, the game is to be sold, not to be told." So and that's the way you look at it. Is that, man? Okay, well, what tools did they use and stuff? Did I observe it the whole time? Yeah, I know it's uncomfortable. It's out, I'm out here in the heat or whatever, or I'm in the cold and I got to sit here and watch this guy. But you're not trying to be observant. You're just trying to sit there and soak up the game because the next time, if it happens, you know what to do. You could do it yourself. Like, man, shoot, that was simple. That was simple. You start investing in tools and stuff. Next thing when it's time to do a brake job, you're doing your own brake jobs. You're doing your own oil changes. You're doing your own oil change and stuff, and then you start going into the bigger stuff. Changing turbos, changing turbos, changing injectors. Same thing. I mean, speaking about my master teacher, you know, when he would show me pictures of him doing work and stuff on his truck. I believe his turbo went out one time. You know, the turbo went out one time and stuff, and so he sat there, waited on the turbo, fixed the whole thing himself right out there in the lot. And I'm sitting there like, man, dude, they ain't, that's something I can never do. But he did it because he's seen it. He's seen it enough times and stuff, and then he did it on his truck, fixed it up and stuff like that. And he was back on the road again. So um, to have that information, a lot of people inquiring about being fleet owners. Well, it's one thing and stuff to own a fleet of trucks, but I mean, it's even better when you got a fleet of trucks and you understand the severity of situations when they call and say, well, okay, hey, listen, I'm having an issue with this, and you can walk it along and stuff, or you can even go to it yourself. Okay, hey, look, bring it here and I'll fix it, just to keep things moving. You got to get into the grit of it. Or you can just go to the dealership and just let the truck sit there for about 2, 3 weeks because they certainly ain't in no rush to do anything. But again, you got to get out of this level of being comfortable. And you got to get into the grit of it and stuff like that. You can't just be sitting back saying, well, doggone, how this dude, how he keep his truck up like that? How do you keep his truck up like that, man? You can't keep going to keep going to these service centers and stuff and talking about, yeah, I'm gonna pull my truck in here every week and pay for a grease job. Those things start adding up now. A tube of grease, a tube of grease at Walmart costs you about $3, $4. A grease gun and stuff probably about $20. But then you gonna go over here to the speed. You're gonna go to the speed co and the speed co and the TA and all this stuff and go in there every week and keep paying them 50. Keep paying them all $60 and $70 on something that you can do yourself. Because when you sitting there, a lot of, oh well, they just a lot of own operators look at their truck and they just ignore a lot of this stuff. But you get into the grit of it. You getting are you taking taking the time to get under the truck, see what's really going on, see what those brake chambers and stuff look like, see if them hoses and stuff, man, are they really chafing? Getting this real connection with this machine, you know, and getting over the fear and getting over the fear and stuff that you're gonna mess something up, man. Hey, you're gonna mess stuff up. You're gonna mess stuff up. There's nothing that you got into and stuff that you just got it right on the first try. You're gonna mess up. You're gonna mess up and stuff, and so some things are gonna be costly. But the information that you're gonna get out of it, can you do it again next time? Okay, where is it I screwed up at and stuff? And somebody gonna tell you, okay, yeah, this where you screwed up right here. This the type of tool and stuff that you need, and then you go over there and you can fix it yourself. Might take a time or two or whatever, but eventually you'll get the job done. Shoot, when I didn't understand at times, I run reefer, I run refrigerator and stuff. I didn't understand at times, why does the reefer keep shutting off? You know, why does the reefer shut off when I open up and pour fuel in? And so it's air getting inside the lines. It's air getting inside the lines and stuff. And so rather than me, um, I didn't know what to do and stuff, so I took it to the shop, and then they sitting up here hitting you $400 and $500, and all they doing is just they priming it up and opening it up to bleed a bolt, those sort of things. They're cleaning out the screens and stuff, and so I'm like, I'm sitting and I'm looking at all this. I'm like, shoot, okay, well, I got this. It ain't gonna happen next time. You know, Simply shut the reef off when you're putting fuel in. A lot of those codes and stuff a lot of those codes that come up on the reefer unit, when they come up, um, I ain't know what to do other than the panic. Take it over here to Thermo King or something like that, and then let them hit me up for $1,000. Just find out it was something simple, something I could have fixed myself. So you just get into the mix of it. If you mess it up bad, then okay, then you take it over there. But I mean, if it's something small, it can be rectified real simply. Do it yourself. But you got to break out of the position of being comfortable in certain situations. Well, yeah, in certain situations that you in, especially in this lease program. You ain't got no money, your credit's messed up. Okay, you need to go over here and put this work in. What I got to do to get this credit and stuff fixed? What I got to do to get this credit and stuff fixed? Because once I get this credit fixed and then I get this money up, I'm going down here and I'm gonna purchase me a truck. I'm gonna purchase me a truck, or I'm gonna just buy this truck and stuff that's here. So what bank do I need to talk to? What institution what institution can I go to that will help me purchase this equipment right here? Because I'm over here paying $1,400 a week for something, which again that can be used to your advantage, because if they ask you, you know, banks are the same thing. They just, it's interviews. Okay, if we loan you this money, what are you gonna do exactly? Well, all right, I'm already paying $1,400 a week. Yeah, I'm already paying $1,400 a week for this carrying. So based upon what you give, based upon this truck here, this fair market value, you know, and the interest that you hitting me up with now and stuff, hey, it's more than enough. It's the same model truck. I'm taking it right back over to the same carrier because I know I can make the money. Cause this is what I used to pay, and this is what I'm paying you. So they can give you the loan comfortable. They can give you the loan with confidence, and that's all it is. You know. It's not about just filling out an application. They're gonna be calling you. They're gonna be asking you questions. But if you don't know what question, they're gonna ask you the questions, and the questions are really simple. It's like, okay, we loan you this money. How are you gonna get this money back to us? What kind of issue, the issues that you run into, right? How are you gonna rectify them so that we don't get any phone calls and stuff asking for extensions? And you got all the science and stuff done right there. Hey man, well look, I'm in this lease program, and so in this lease program, this is what I did right here. And so I had this set aside right here for an escrow, and so this is what I intend to do here and maintain that. I intend to maintain this escrow. I intend to maintain I can definitely make this type of payment right here because this is the fair market value of the truck, you know, as opposed to what I'm paying here. So you got to give people the confidence that you're going to go out there and you're going to get the job done. But when you sitting over here just laying around and you know you just sitting over here and you laying around and you being comfortable, you letting all this time pass you on by. And so where if you would have went on here to put that work in from the beginning, you wouldn't have to work so hard now and stuff. So see, these hard times are upon us. These hard times and stuff are upon us. So who are the people that's winning? The people who own stuff. Because see, ain't no, ain't no repo man come to get nobody truck. The repo man ain't come to get my truck. There's a lot of other people and stuff, man. They went on here and paid for this stuff. Repo man, they come to get their equipment. So, times get hard and stuff like that. I mean, okay, we can buckle down and stuff like that, but I ain't missing no meals. It's just some stuff I ain't gonna be able to go on vacation this year. I ain't gonna be able to go on vacation this year and stuff, but hey, my bills and stuff are still paid. You know. I ain't sitting here going in the hole. I ain't sitting here going in the hole and stuff like that. Okay, well, this is my time right here to capitalize on those who sitting there that's about to lose their stuff. They about to get out of it. You know. The equipment's going to have to go back, and the equipment's going back, and ain't nobody got no money, and you trying to sit there and you trying to expand. So this is your time right here. You getting stuff for pennies on the dollar now, because I mean, like it or not, man, they haven't said that we're in a recession, but they ain't said that we in a recession. But you give it around, July and August, they're gonna say it officially. They're gonna say it officially. I mean, it's just they cutting everything that they can cut, and prices are still going up. I mean, $5, gasoline's $5 everywhere. You know, oh, and something else for the guys and stuff. They got those SBA loans and PPP loans and stuff. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to C-SPAN. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to C-SPAN and stuff. A couple days ago, uh, Representative Sheila Jackson Lee. Yes, Sheila Jackson Lee and Representative Vasquez. They are pushing a bill, which is bipartisan, by the way. It's a bill and stuff that both the Democrats and Republicans are on. They are extending. They are extending the where they can, the statute of limitations was 5 years, where they could prosecute you based upon fraud, right? They are now extending it to 10 years. They are extending it to 10 years now and stuff. So you still got another 7. You still got another 7, 8 years. Some people thought that it was going to be in the clear about another 3 years and stuff. Nope. Statute of limitations is now 10 years. That's called, if I'm not mistaken, HR 7359. If I'm not mistaken, HR 7359. So there you go. They put out there I think it was 8.8 million, no, $8.8 billion. Out of the $8.8 billion, they said 4.6 billion is based on fraud. 4.6 billion. That's more than half. Is based upon fraud, and so um, They got that bill sitting on the table and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's gonna pass, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's gonna pass. But that's the thing there, you know. Oh, that loan, yeah. You know, so there it is and stuff. So you can imagine the stuff, right? That here it is, 9 years, right? 9 years. And then the next thing you know, the feds are they coming and knocking on that door and stuff, got a warrant for your arrest. They got a warrant for your arrest for fraud. Which you're gonna see a lot of this stuff do. You know, they're gonna ride it on out. They're gonna ride it on out and stuff, but that's why they asked for that statute of limitation to be extended from 5 years to 10 years because a lot of people's gonna be off the hook. But they said, man, it's too much money on the table. It's too much money on the table. Too many people qualified for it. Does it sound familiar? Just like it did back in 2008. The housing market crashed in 2007. Everybody was getting a house. Everybody that you could think of and stuff was getting a house, left and right. They just, yeah, we get this house and stuff, get this adjustable mortgage. They told us that the money ain't gonna go over this amount right here. 2008 came in, and everything crashed. Everything crashed. So, yeah. So, if you're in this lease program, again, your first thing that you need to do, your first settlement, you need to find someone that can fix your credit. With your first settlement, that's the first thing you need to do. Find someone that can fix your credit because it's going to take a little bit of time and stuff to get the job done. But eventually the job is going to get done. It might take 3 months, might take four, you know, might not take as long and stuff. I mean, because, you know, a lot of people don't understand where their credit actually stands. Let's see, there was a restaurant near my house. Dude took a lot of money and closed his doors and went back to motherland. Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of people had the opportunity to skedaddle, but I mean, you know, you ain't going nowhere now. You're not going anywhere now and stuff. They making sure of that. But first thing first, man. First settlement, find somebody, fix your credit. Cause your credit might not even be as you think your credit's bad and stuff, and it might not even be that bad. Some people out here filing for bankruptcy, and you ain't gotta be filing for bankruptcy. Your stuff is not really as bad as you think it is. You just need to get the right people on the job and stuff. But you pay them that money, they gonna get the job done because they are familiar with the credit. They are familiar with these credit codes and stuff like that. I mean, it's amazing the type of stuff that they know. So it's amazing the type of stuff that they do. Cause that's all they do. Dedicate their time, energy, and resource into getting an understanding of how this financial thing works, and they help it play to your favor, just as everyone else do. But you ain't gonna get it for free. You ain't gonna get it for free. So just go ahead and pay that money. Let them get that stuff straight. Let them get that stuff straight, and then you know, as you get in your credit and you get your finances and stuff in order, that's when you figure out what you want to do. Are you making money in the place that you leased on with? Because if not, then well, hey, listen, you know, you need to try something else. Because the basic premise of you is just picking up and delivering freight from one point to the next and understanding the rates that go along with that. Op- Understanding the operational costs and stuff that go along with that. You don't know what's going on, so you need to be dedicating your time, energy, and resource into getting the understanding of these things because it's not going to come. You know, this ain't the Matrix where you could just download this stuff and then you know there it is. It's going to have to, it's going to be a lot of hit and misses. You know, you're gonna run into some people. They're gonna be some good people, and then you're gonna run into some bad people. You got some good brokers out there. You got some bad ones. But the only way you're gonna know the bad ones and stuff is that they gotta have to stick you. Okay, let's see. So they say it's so many credit repair people out. It's so many credit repair people out there and stuff that so many of them out there you don't know who to trust. Okay, well first things first. Any person any person of business, any person of integrity, you got to look at how they present themselves in business. Never go to people who sitting there, they're doing things that are advertising stuff for free. Okay, if you got a legitimate business and you want to put your reputation on the line and stuff on top of that, then never go to the people who do the free type stuff. What I'm saying is the internet type people. They just if they sitting there and the only time you see their business, the only time that they see their business, right? They want you. You want to go in there, you want to spend money, and the only place that you can talk to them and stuff is on the phone or on some kind of Facebook type of thing and stuff. You don't go to them. You go to a brick and mortar business. That means a brick and mortar business. That means when you go to their business, it ain't their house. It ain't their house. They ain't working out some kind of car. They ain't coming to see you. They ain't, I'm talking about a brick and mortar business, just like you go to Walmart and Target, they got to have something like that because a business is based upon reputation. And so, yeah, successful business is based upon reputation. And the thing is that if they're settled in, they're in for the long haul. That means that they ain't got time to be sitting there. They don't have time to be sitting there scamming people and all this other stuff there. They're trying to they're not trying to skim you or they're not trying to scam and all this other stuff there because they know, okay, look, you can bring the hammer down on them. See, when they working out their house and all this other stuff there, see, their house is protected. Their house is protected. That's why I don't trust businesses who sit there and advertise. You're supposed to be a legitimate business, but then every time we seeing you and stuff, you in some car, in some motel room, or in some house. That's not how business get done and stuff, man. No, you go show me your place of business. Show me your place of business, your brick and mortar business. If you can't show me that, then hey, don't mess with them. Anybody can sit there and can make little free stuff and advertise and stuff on the low, but if a business person is really trying to get their business on and popping and understand that their reputation is on the line, then they got to earn that trust. You got to get to a point to where you willing to part with that money because that money is going into something that's going to a service that's going to be helping you out. Hold on, what you got, Dale, Mr. Dale? Let's see. Watch this. Does anyone have the contact information for a good credit repair company, brick and mortar that's on great on point? Okay, yeah, I got one. Yeah, I got one. Gregory's credit repair. I know because he did mine. I know because he did mine. But you got to put the work in. You got to put the work in to find out where the people and stuff are because they ain't gonna jump out at they ain't gonna jump out at you. They ain't gonna fall in your lap or whatever. Again, that means that's the work that you got to put in. They're not gonna find you. You got to find them because you're the one that needs the stuff done. You're the one that needs the stuff done. So you can't just be sitting around and stuff and just twiddling your thumbs and stuff like that. Or okay, well you going through the social media and stuff. I mean, like I said, that's one way of getting your stuff out there. But um, ultimately, they need a brick and mortar business. And so it's going to be a lot of hit and misses. It's just like anything else that you do. If you find a mechanic, you ain't gonna find a good mechanic on your first try. You ain't gonna find a good mechanic on your first try or your second try or your third try. But if you get out there and you put the work in, what you find out is through your mistakes, you know all the stuff that you need to look for. So now you get to ask all the right questions. Okay, well look, all right, the last guy and stuff, he was a mess bird. He was messing around and stuff. So how do I know that you ain't like this person? Because these are the things and stuff that I'm looking for. So it can't always be the business. It's got a lot of times it's got to be us. It's got to be you to put in the work. And that's the thing we think, okay, because we just going out here and stuff and just putting that work in, that all of a sudden that we just gonna run into all these good, we gonna run into all these good and great places. And that ain't always the case. There's some people and stuff that do great work that just ain't got the time, you know. Some people do great work. They advertise and stuff, but they just ain't got the time. They got so many clientele. They got so many clients or whatever. They can't take you in even if they wanted to. You know, but you got to put that work in and stuff, man. It's hard. It's aggravating and stuff. But the thing is that it's worth its weight in gold. Once you find somebody good. So I guess that's the other thing why I got to get this why I got to get this studio and stuff up. Why I got to get this studio and stuff up because I mean, some of the stuff you don't need to hear from me. Some of you need to hear straight from the very people themselves and stuff. So I'm gonna try to make um, Mr. Gregory one of my first guests. I'm gonna try to make him one of my first guests and stuff, so he can give you more insight and stuff like that. I mean, he's a local guy. He's a local guy and stuff. So he's more it's more effective in the local area and stuff. But hey, a client is a client. A client is a client and stuff. And so I mean, if you're willing to, you know, if you're willing to give him the opportunity and stuff and talk to him, I mean, some things you might like, you might hear from him. Some things you might not. But the takeaway is that you know what you're looking for. So if you don't use his service, then you can, if you happen to run across somebody else and stuff, then that's all that is. They're kind of right. Everybody has their own thing and stuff that's going on, but the difference between those and stuff, man, to get caught up in the scam and stuff, and the ones who don't is the ones that put the work in, the ones that put their research in. You know, it's just like anything else and stuff. When you discover a good restaurant. Okay, well, congratulations. I don't know what that word is and stuff. That I don't know that word is that you're talking about, but I mean, congratulations though. I mean, we don't use that word up here on this channel, but I mean, congratulations. Hey, listen, but speaking of that and stuff, man, I was reading the news. I was reading the news and stuff, and they saying that diesel exhaust fluid is going to have a short. They having shortages and stuff on diesel exhaust fluid. So I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. And they say who is it going to affect? It's going to affect those and stuff who need the diesel exhaust fluid. That's interesting. I said, now they said that they were supposed to be producing this thing at such an amount that this something like that could never happen. There can never be a shortage because it's always going to be in such a supply and such a demand because it's about the environment, right? We certainly don't want people going out here and you know doing any kind of modifications. It's supposed to be about the environment, and here it is, it's a shortage. So what are people supposed to do? Just shut the trucks down? They supposed to shut their trucks down and stuff and say, okay, well, because this shortage, I ain't gonna be able to do this, that, or whatever. No, what they're gonna do is that they're gonna sit there and they're gonna have a conversation with the truck manufacturers and let them know, okay, listen, this shortage and thing and stuff is not gonna affect this warranty that's on this truck because you got next year models and stuff that are coming out, and if this is gonna affect, you know, what's going on and stuff with us, then hey, I'm not gonna buy no more equipment for you. They're gonna run them trucks in there and stuff, and you're gonna see the government. You're gonna see a government and stuff. They're gonna go out here and issue a state of emergency and say that, well, if your truck runs off diesel exhaust fluid, then you're okay to go and get it. You're okay to go get it modified. You're okay to go get it modified and stuff because of this shortage. They're gonna redo those contracts and stuff, and then a lot of truth is gonna come out and say, well, the emissions don't really affect the output of the motor, right? All it is just a apparatus that burns up emissions, so your truck will probably produce a little bit more emissions, but not enough to a point to where it affects the environment, you know. Okay, all right. We was doing okay and stuff, but looks like we got us a troll in the room and stuff, so, you ain't got nothing else better to do and stuff than to be over here in this place of business. That's all right, but I mean, if you keep it up, man, we're gonna go ahead and get you on out of here. So I'm not saying anything except, hey, you can sit back and you can sit back and stuff, man, and learn like the rest of the people that's up here, or you can just leave the room. But one way or the other, we ain't having that. So there, I just said. So there, I just said it. But yeah, yeah. So I mean, you did the right thing. You did the right thing and stuff, and don't let nobody tell you any different. You did what you had to do. You gave it a good fight. You did what you were supposed to do, and yet the people that was sitting over here giving you the runaround. So you did what was needed and necessary and stuff in order to keep those doors open. But yeah, they got diesel exhaust fluid shortages now and stuff. So I'm like, yeah. So you got diesel fuel at an all-time high now and stuff, and then you want to add this nonsense on the end and stuff. And talking about, okay, diesel exhaust fluid shortages, right? And so I'm jumping all over the place and stuff, man. But yeah, just getting back to the original conversation at hand and stuff. Like I said, just don't get comfortable. Just don't get comfortable. Get your credit and stuff straight. Get your credit straight. Get your capital up. And start getting your money. Because your next step is to go over there to the dealership and stuff like that and purchase your own equipment. You take that truck back, that $1,400 a week truck, you get that back to them and stuff and say, hey man, listen, I appreciate it. I understand it's a walk away and stuff like that. I got my own. I'm gonna go ahead and lease on with you guys and stuff like that. And I'm just pay the bank once a month. Ain't no sense of saying that you can't make the money and stuff because you can do the same amount of work. You can do the same amount of work. You ain't got to step nothing up. It's just what you're doing is cutting down your operational costs, which puts more money in your pocket to sit there and invest more in yourself if that's what you want to do. Or if you want to profit, that's fine too. You know, but it's gonna take some time and stuff to get you there or whatever. You just need something consistent. Make sure that you pay your bills on time. Just make sure you pay your bills on time and stuff, and that's it. You got the money and stuff. Don't sit there and mess around with it. You got you sat there, you had to put that work in and stuff. Just remember that sacrifice that you had to do. That sacrifice is staying out here 6 months, staying out here 6 months, running a whole year. Never forget the sacrifice. You sat there, you put the work in, you got the capital necessary and stuff, then you move on to the next step. Get these things to cut down on your operational costs and stuff so you can put more money in your pocket. So if you're ready to invest, you can invest because you got the money. Instead of it going to somebody else and stuff to benefit them, it could benefit you. You know, borrow against your own money if you want to. Set up your escrow and stuff like that. Okay, well, hey, I don't need to go to the bank. I just need to go to my own bank. You could charge your own interest and stuff. Just make sure you pay yourself back. You want to pay some interest and stuff along with it, that's fine too. But all that goes strictly to you. See, 3 months in now and stacking, absolutely. I really don't know how people do lease. It's hard and wasting money. That is the way I see rather than drive and make money. I mean, if you can use the lease, right? You can use the lease for what it's worth. The problem I see is that people get into these leases and they just get comfortable. They just get comfortable and stuff, man. It's just like, look, if you got to go, you know, hey man, your credit and stuff is your credit ain't where it's supposed to be. If you got to go to Rent America and if you got to go to Rent America and stuff, right? You know, it just it depends on your circumstance and stuff. If you don't have to go there, don't go. But if you absolutely have to go, use it for what it's worth. You know, use it for what it's worth and stuff, man. I mean, if you absolutely cannot stand sleeping on the floor and stuff, right? Then and you can't do anything else. If you can't get no air mattress, if you can't, use the program for what it's worth is what I'm saying. And don't get comfortable. Yeah, don't get comfortable in that situation because the situation is hard and it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to teach you a lesson and stuff about the importance of financial literacy. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be tough. If you get in here and you got a high interest loan and stuff, man, you're not supposed to get comfortable with that. Use it for what it's worth and stuff. I mean, cause yeah, use it for what it's worth because you see, it was this one brother that was up here. He was talking about being broke is expensive, and I'm saying being broke, it can't be expensive being broke because see, people got many definitions of what broke is. My thing, when you broke, that means you don't have no money to buy nothing. You have $0, so you can't buy anything. Things get expensive when you don't have the skill set necessary to take care of whatever issue that you have. It doesn't matter whether you're wealthy or whether you're poor. If you don't have the skill set to take care of said issue, then things can get expensive. So if you don't understand financial literacy, things get expensive. That means that you're going to get into a loan that's got high interest. Instead of asking the questions, instead of asking the questions about what's needed and necessary and stuff so that I can get a loan that's at fair market value. But instead, somebody offer you something and you don't take the time to read and understand the contracts or take it to a person that can give you an understanding of it. Okay, well, let me take this contract, let me look it over and stuff, and I'll get back with you. A lot of people don't put that work in. They saying, well, it's available now. Let me sign on the dotted line because the person who's selling me this thing is telling me that it's okay. Instead of taking it to a person and stuff, man, okay, listen, what does this mean? What is verbiage right here and stuff? What does this mean? This contract here. Give me an understanding into a way, give me this understanding so I know what I'm getting myself into. Understanding the loan and stuff like that. Okay, what is it gonna do? What is it gonna do for me? What's it gonna do to me? It's just okay, it's available and they making it affordable and stuff, and then you sign on the dotted line and then you come find out later, okay, this thing ain't what it's cracked up to be because you lacked a particular skill set. But I mean, next time, next time and stuff. So that's all that is that being broke. That being broke, that's exactly what it is. It's being broke. It's just if you're a person with very little skill set, then things will get expensive. And it doesn't matter whether it doesn't matter whether you're wealthy or doesn't matter whether you're poor. No money is no money. But there's a lot of people out here that's poor. It's a lot of people that's out here that's poor, but they're living very good lives and stuff being poor. They're not struggling. They're not struggling, but according to the law of economics, they're poor. So I mean, to me, I just look at it as two classes and stuff. It's either you're a rich class or you're a poor class. You know, but if you got to understand, like I said, if you got to understand the financial literacy and stuff, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're a millionaire. It doesn't mean that you're a millionaire, but you got the skill set necessary to know that you're not going to sign on the dotted line when it comes to certain things, so that you don't, you know, that you're not paying out more money than what you should be paying. Okay, it's a fair mark. This is a fair rate right here and stuff. When they send you a credit card through the mail, they send you a credit card through the mail and stuff. They say that that you qualify for this credit card, but then the interest is probably 31, 35% interest. Oh well, it's just a credit card and stuff, but you don't understand how the interest and stuff works. They give you this line, they give you a certain line of credit and stuff, and then you go and you max it out, and you don't understand how the interest and stuff work. 35% as opposed to 9%, or get something a little bit lower than that. So I mean, if you're gonna have it, at least understand what you're getting into. But just hey, I just qualify and stuff. I get it, I use it, I swipe, and I just pay it back. But then, what are you paying exactly? It's your money you're working towards and stuff like that. How is it benefit? How is it benefiting you just like it's benefiting that business? Because that business understand when they set their interest rate and stuff right, they got everything worked out. Okay, because this interest rate right here, we're able to take this money and move it this way and move it that way and stuff for the betterment of business. How is it benefiting you? It's just a piece of plastic in your pocket that you can go over and start showing off. You know, you can start showing off and stuff and just posting things up here on the gram, and then you have to work 2 and 3 years or 5 years or 10 years to pay off this interest and put yourself in all this debt. So I mean, for this little bit of, you could be a king for 5, 10 minutes, but then be a slave for 12, 13 years. That's sort of nonsense dance stuff. That ain't the business right there. So see, you got to put the work in to understand what it is that what it is that you're signing up for. That's anything and everything. You know, don't sit there and get content and get comfortable, because being comfortable, that's not a luxury for nobody. That's not a luxury for nobody and stuff. I mean, they even say, oh well, some of the wealthiest people in the world and stuff are sitting back. They sitting back and stuff, taking it easy and stuff. No, they don't worry about the things that you worry about. That's the only difference. They don't worry about the things that you worry about, but they still worrying. Shoot, you a billionaire, you got billionaire type problems. So hey, somebody, somebody that's you making 70, 80,000 dollars and stuff, man. You don't understand those problems and stuff to that capacity. One wrong move and you sitting over here doing 20 years in prison because your accountant, filed something wrong and stuff like that, and then now they sitting over here defrauding the government, and now they coming after you and stuff. So you got to get an accountant to check that accountant to check that accountant to check that accountant. See, you ain't got those type of problems. What's those? What's those two actors' name and stuff? That dude Chris, know best. Him and him and his wife got convicted. Him and his wife got convicted. This man, he got a net worth of he got a net worth what, $6.5 million. They got him through the accountant. They picked the accountant up and stuff. They squeezed the pressure on them. They said, oh well, hey look, I got two clients and stuff that you can go after. Got him and his wife. Both of them got convicted. I'm like, dang. So I'm like, shoot. If they don't play their cards right and stuff, man, they talking about what? At the sentencing and stuff, he can hit them with the max. Okay, 30 years in prison. Godspeed. You ask those questions, man. How's a person that sit there and make millions of dollars and stuff and have these businesses and stuff, over here defrauding the government? I'm pretty sure he didn't know how to do it, but his accountant did. His accountant sat down and probably told him, okay, hey man, listen, this thing is it's a surefire thing, and it's a surefire thing. Ain't nobody gonna get caught. Ain't nobody gonna get caught and stuff like that. And the wrong palms got screwed on. The wrong palms got greased. Yeah, we gonna get you and your crew. But that's what it is, man. You got to put that work in. You got to put in that work and stuff. But hey, a lot of it's gonna be a lot of trial and error and stuff like that. Like, hey man, there's scams that go on. Yeah, there's scams that's going on. Are you gonna get caught in some of those scams? You probably will. Like, it's not your intention, and I hope that you don't get caught up in it and stuff. But hey, the best way that you can speak about certain things is if you get caught up in it. Just like my experience. You know, just by my experience and stuff. I bought this truck and my truck caught cancer. This truck caught cancer, and I kept taking it over here and stuff to these people. And they kept throwing. I thought they was giving it the right type of treatment, and The truck kept getting sick, and so finally I had to find me a surgeon. The surgeon did what he was supposed to do and stuff, and here it is 4 years later. This thing is cancer free. It's cancer free, up and riding and stuff. And I can say that I have had a lot of issues and stuff with this truck, but one issue I haven't had and stuff, man, was that issue with that cancer. It was a remission, ain't even the word and stuff, man. Elimination. You put it under the microscope and stuff, man, you can see, man, all of it is gone. And it ain't coming back. You can say this and stuff, with confidence. But that's what I had to do and stuff, man, to make this baby well. So yeah, you got all types of scams and hustles and stuff out there. I believed in the dealership. I believed in the dealership scam, the dealership hustler. I believe that, yeah, as long as I went to the dealership, they were gonna treat me right, and there I was gonna get the best service and stuff from there, better than everybody else. And you know, if anything came up and stuff, I just take it back to them. And I went back to them 9 times. I went to them 9 times and stuff, and they said, "Yeah, we're gonna treat you right every single time and stuff." To a point to where the very thing that I could have got, they wasn't gonna give it to me until after the warranty ran out. Truck goes in July, the warranty goes out in August, and they don't tell me till January. Oh yeah, you need a one box. You need a one box and stuff. That's gonna be 10 grand. It's gonna be $10,000. Yeah, it's gonna be $10,000 and stuff. It's only 2 hours labor though. It's only 2 hours labor and stuff. That is, of course, if we don't find anything else and stuff, right? It's not gonna be. It's only gonna be for 2 hours stuff. But that one box, yeah, it's gonna be $10,000. This is after spending. This is after spending 9,000. No, it's a little bit more than that stuff. After spending 11,000. This is after spending 11,000 and stuff. To get all this stuff done. I did get a break though. I did get a break and stuff, man. I had to work. I had to work and get that money put back in a hurry. I had to get that money put back in a hurry and stuff, man. Like, shoot, okay, well, I did 5 grand this week and stuff. I got to turn around and do another 5 grand next week. Okay, I got the money and stuff put back. I think I'm okay. Truck kept holding up and stuff like that, but then shoot, here they talking about now they need some more money. Truck it kept breaking down every week, but it was giving me the opportunity to make the money back. And so, I was lucky enough to be in that situation there. But again, that was just something that they set up. Okay, when that check engine light come on and stuff, right? He probably gonna be somewhere. He probably gonna be somewhere else, and it's gonna be somebody else's problem, and they ain't know. I just ran that particular area right there and stuff. So when the light came on, right back in there. Like, daggone. How much money? How much money this guy got? How much money this guy got and stuff, man? So they started milking me. I'm like, shoot, hey, dude, I ain't got money like that. It's just my situation just allows me to go all in. That's all. Now if I just, if I had a couple children and stuff like that, had a couple children and stuff, and I was paying child support. I don't know about child support thing. I'm just saying, if I had a couple children and stuff like that, things would be different. You know, at the time I didn't, I was renting a house and stuff. I wasn't buying one and stuff. So, I had very, very little financial obligation, only to the truck, you know. So, but they milked this thing for as far as they could. No, no, I wasn't, like I said, wasn't rich. It just, they just knew they had one and stuff. Like this guy, he just keeps coming back. This guy keeps coming back and stuff. So he think that warranty gonna save him. And so you know, they kept hitting me up $1,000 a week every repair. It was okay. It's $1,000 here. You know, and they spared me twice and stuff. $1,000 here. Then they hit me up two sets of 700s. But I'm paying that every week. Every visit. Then a couple times and stuff, they say, yeah, it was a warranty issue and stuff, no charge. Okay, here's a warranty issue, no charge and stuff. Here your truck back. But they wanted that, when that light came on, they wanted me to be somewhere else and stuff, man. Hey, look, maybe this guy be over here middle of the country and stuff, and we ain't got to see him no more. Put this flash drive on his truck. But hey, that's what they did. That sound like, yeah. I mean, it's, hey, you got, you got the eventually, when it come to ex-girlfriends and stuff like that, I mean, it's just like anything else. You got to come to that understanding that, hey man, things ain't gonna change. Things ain't gonna. You got to go through the motions, because for somebody that been through the motion, they can tell you like, man, hey, listen, dude, just walk away from it. Just walk away from it. But if you ain't never been through the motion, then you sitting there, man. What you mean walk away from it? I can't walk away from this, man. I got this invested. I got that invested. My heart is in this. She need to know how much I love her. She need to know how much I love her and stuff, man. So you keep going back to the situation, but then, hey, you get a moment of clarity and say, man, dude, this ain't healthy. Let me get the heck up out of here. Let me go through the motions and stuff. I got to go through the depression stage and being sad and stuff and not eating, but just to get myself right. But once you get yourself right, man, when she go calling back, or when that nonsense start coming back around or whatever, you already know what to do. Like, man, shoot, I ain't messing with that. Oh, they gonna drop. Oh, they gonna drop. Yeah, they're gonna drop and stuff, man. It's on the decline. If you're paying attention, it's on the decline and stuff. A lot of these trucks and stuff that was about $80,000 and stuff that I see they done dropped them down to 65,000. They done dropped them down to 65,000. Some of these trucks and stuff that was in the 50s, now they back in the 30s. So yeah, they coming down. Not as fast as we would want to, but yeah, they coming down. They coming down and stuff. You give it to about September. You give it about September and stuff, and they'll be right there where they need to be at. You saw a 15 Kenworth C680 for 115,000 2 years. Yeah. Oh, 2 days ago. Yeah. Ain't nobody buying that truck now. Ain't nobody buying that truck now and stuff, man. I mean, it's just you know, um, a few months ago they probably could have got away with it. They could have got away with it a few months ago and stuff. Like I say, 2 days ago. Give it about another 2 months and stuff. I give you another example. Hold up. Let me go to my people right quick. Where my people at? Where are my people at and stuff? Hold on. Let's see. Oh, let me show you. Let me show y'all where my people at right quick. Yeah, yeah, my people over here and stuff, right? That's still there. That 18 and stuff, that's still there. And guess what? It ain't going nowhere either. That ain't going nowhere. Everything else is gone and stuff. Yeah, that's gone right there. They ain't coming back. They getting ready for this right here and stuff. Yeah, they making way for this right here and stuff. I don't know how many they getting, but they gotta get rid of these right here and stuff. They ain't doing nobody no good. I don't know. I guess they gonna be gone and stuff. Those day cabs and stuff. Yeah, they gonna be gone. You got 24 of them. You come back next week and stuff. That's still gonna be here. That right there. That's still gonna be here. So Yeah. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. So yeah, that's still there. And so um is that the Salt Lake location? That's um they you know, they pretty much everywhere. They pretty much everywhere. I don't know. Let's see. Where is this truck at? Where is this truck at? This one's in Georgia. That W9's in Georgia. Yeah, that W9's in Georgia and stuff. In fact, you know, if you want to, you know, the truck came. It's a 2018, right? It's a 2018. That's the truck that I was supposed to have got 5 years ago. That was the truck I was supposed to got 5 years ago. Remember, back in 2000, I went to Lone Mountain in 2017. I went to Lone Mountain in 2017 and stuff, right? That was in October. So remember the guy was saying, remember that guy was saying, he said, we getting some more truck. You know, I keep telling the same story, but the story was I signed the contract to this truck here, and I was on my way. You know, it was 5 minutes before they were closed, and guy said, "Man, hey, look, we getting some more W9s in." I never asked to see if they were gonna get any in. I just asked if they had some in at the time. They said they didn't have them, but they, you know, the salesman said there was some more that was coming in. That was the 2018. This truck got 400. It got 400,000 miles on it, right? So the term on the truck was $12,000 down. It was $12,000 down, $2,600 a month for 5 years, right? For 5 years and stuff. So this would make the fifth year, right? If I would have got the truck, I would have been paying the truck off in November. And so the total amount I would have had in the truck and stuff was let's see, it was 12,000 down, 26 a month for 5 years. So that was 100 and hold up, I'm sitting over here in front of a calculator. Okay, so it's 26. It was 26 um, times 60. So that's 156,000. Then it was a $12,000 down payment, right? It's $12,000 down payment and stuff. So we add that 12,000 to it, and that take it up to $168,000. That's how much a 2018. That's how much that 2018 truck cost back in 2017. All in $168,000. So um, that same truck now they want $55,000 down for that truck, right? $55,000 is 2875 for the truck. 2875 for 40 months. For 40 months. Let's see what it's 2875 times 40. So that's 115,000, right? Plus $55,000. So that take the truck. So they were selling the truck for 168,000. They were selling the truck brand new for 168,000. Whoever gets this truck here, they'll have another $170,000 in the truck. They'll have another $170,000 in the truck. Now remember, this truck he has 400. The truck has 400,000 miles on it. So I don't know what happened. The guy must have. They got the truck. They cleaned it up. They see that, well, you know what, we can sell it. But just imagine the money the guy got in the truck and stuff. So just, I mean, if he made it what? If he made it 4 years, right? If he got 4 years in the truck, let's see, that's what, 48. So if he got the truck brand new, the truck got 400,000 miles on it. That's the same thing. That's how many miles. Let's see. I done had this truck 5 years, and when I got the truck, it was When I got this truck, it was 480,000 miles on it. It was 480,000 miles on it. When October, the way I'm running, I'm gonna have 520,000 miles on the truck. So that means that in 5 years, um, I put 500 and I only put 540,000 miles on the truck in 5 years. 540,000 miles on the truck and stuff. So he did 20. So he did 26 a month times 40. No, 48. So he got $124,000 plus the $12,000 down payment. Right. That's what I said. 124. So they got a hundred. So they got $136,000 for the truck. Right. $136,000 for the truck. He went into default. They repoed the truck. They cleaned the truck out. They saying, well, you know what? With this inflation and all this stuff here, let's put this truck out here. And so now, whoever get this truck is going to be 170,000. What was my highest gross in a year? Um, my highest gross in a year was that's dumb. My highest gross in a year was last year. Yeah, my highest gross in a year was last year. Now I can't be I don't want to be specific. I don't want to be specific without bringing the information that comes behind that. But in order to bring the information, that's something that I can have a conversation with you, personally and stuff, right? And I can show you what was made. Cause see, if I say it, if I say this, what I did, and then I ain't got nothing to back it up with, then people will just say, "Oh well, Rooster just up and run his mouth." So um, yeah, my highest gross was last year. Um, from the way things looking, I'm probably gonna beat it this year. I'm probably gonna beat it this year, even if inflation and stuff never kicked in, and I would have kept it at the normal rate and stuff. I'm probably gonna beat it this year. I'm looking to beat it this year and stuff. But last year was my highest gross. But there it is. You see, if you ain't familiarized and stuff with how things work, a person will look at that and say, "Ooh, look, a W900, 400,000 miles on it. Yeah, I'll go and buy it. I'll go and buy it and stuff." And so Lone Mountain is like, "Hey, we ain't lost nothing. The truck was, we done made our money off the truck. So everything we do is a profit. Everything we do is a profit. The only thing we had to pay for was for the recovery and what little stuff they did to fix the truck back up. So they looked at it, they saw, man, hey, we can sell it. So let's put it out here and stuff and see who bite. And so the truck could probably sit up there and stuff for another. The truck could probably sit up there for another couple months, and after that, they'll take it to auction and get what they can off of it. They don't care because they done profited. They done profited. If the guy made it 4 years, right? They ain't lost nothing. They ain't lost nothing, cause they ain't buying the truck for the same thing that you buy it for. So he made it 4 years. You know, it is what it is. They ain't lost nothing. So um, somebody go over here, buy the truck. Yeah, someone goes over here and buy the truck and stuff, man, and there it is. 170,000. What you gonna have in the truck and stuff? You got 3.5 years on the truck. another 3.5 and stuff. So if the guy would have kept if the guy would have kept the truck and say he was profitable and he took care of it, and he only put 500,000 miles on the truck. So I'm saying, I mean, and he really didn't have to put anything into it. If he took care of the truck like he's supposed to, he got it from brand new. So I imagine the only thing that was wrong with the truck that was giving him problems was, the emissions. And so I mean, after 5 years, that's gonna give anybody any kind of problem. But you know what you got to do with that. And once you take care of that, that's it. So yeah, once you take care of that, that's it, man. So there it is. But somebody looks at it and they saying, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get it, and not understanding the stuff, the financial literacy and stuff that goes behind that, and say, well, you know what? No, that's just a bad deal. So I'll keep an eye on this stuff and see when it go to auction, and then I'll get the truck for fair market value. But why are you gonna sit here now? If the truck was originally priced for $168,000. Somebody that got the truck, kept it 4 years, and so the truck now is valued at $170,000. It was $168,000 brand new. $168,000 brand new. That's all in. And now the truck is $170,000 and they ain't did nothing to it. They ain't put no brand. What's the paperwork and stuff? Does it have a brand new engine, brand new one box, brand new this, brand new, brand new transmissions, everything brand new? So they done double. So the value of the truck has doubled, even though it got more miles and more wear and tear on it. Interior and stuff is used, interiors used and all this stuff there, you know, but it's doubled in value. And you saying the inflation got something to do with it. That's part of it, but the other part and stuff, man, is just, you know, how much do you understand about financial literacy? Because it used to be when you went to Lone Mountain, when you went to Lone Mountain, um, your down payment was 9%. Your down payment, every truck that they had was anywhere between 6 to 9%. That was your down payment and stuff. Now, to get a truck with them and stuff, you got to put down 32%. No matter what kind of truck they got, it's 32%. 9% down payment. Now it's 32%. Why? Because people don't understand financial literacy. They saying, well, look, I'll pay the money as long as I get ownership. How do you catch a 10-speed transmission before it goes bad? Well, um, what is it doing? What is the truck doing and stuff? Cause you know it could, you need to know the difference between if your clutch is going bad or if your transmission going bad. Cause if it's your transmission, okay, if your transmission is going bad, then that means that when you got the truck in gear, it throws itself out of gear. If it's throwing itself out of gear and stuff, or you got this thing called a hop. Let's see, I had a few folks come up with me while I was sitting back in the truck, stopping and asking, "Do you sell old truck?" Okay, so yeah, with your transmission, uh, okay, the clutch is new, so you got a Kenworth. Okay, so you got the Kenworth 680. So you got a hydraulic clutch. If your transmission is going bad, if your transmission is going bad and stuff, that means that when you put it in gear and stuff, right, it's throwing itself out of gear. Like you put it in gear and stuff, and then you riding down the road, and then it throw itself out, or you can't put the truck in that particular gear. That means that the teeth in that particular gear done wore out and stuff, right? So you got a strict. All right, so you got a 10. So you got a 10 and stuff. Oh, let's see, one, two, three, four, five. So let's just say you go in fourth. Say you go in. Let's see, one, two, three, four. All right, so you put in fourth gear, right? You put in fourth gear and stuff, and you just got to totally skip over fourth gear just to go into fifth gear. And then when you get on the high side and stuff, if you got to skip a gear just to keep the truck moving and your transmission is going bad, if it's your clutch, then it's gonna slip because you got a hydraulic clutch and stuff. That's what mine's doing now and stuff. I gotta go down. I gotta take this thing, man. You talk about a blow. You talk about a blow and stuff, man. It's riding and stuff, and then um, yeah, these hydraulic clutches and stuff when they about to go bad, they start slipping. Like you'll get it over a certain RPM, like around 14, and then it feel like the clutch and stuff is being pressed in, right? So with these hydraulic clutches, you can't adjust them. They self adjusting. So if it's slipping that way, then it's the clutch. But if it's the transmission, then um, usually when you put it in again, it throw itself out. But I mean, these transmissions they made, it takes a lick and keep on ticking. So unless you just didn't know how to drive like this truck here, you know, well, I had to get mine rebuilt and stuff. So I mean, but the guy, my truck is an old CR England truck. So there you go. So it's really no way of catching it. It just you got some telltale signs and stuff, man. So it's just um, I guess the other thing is when they drain the oil and stuff, just look for medical, look for not medical, metal, look for metal particles and stuff like that. So, but yeah, if they put that clutch in, what you should have got them to do, you should have got them to bleed. You should have got them to bleed the clutch, the hydraulic fluid and stuff. Mine, I didn't get them to do all this stuff they did to mine, and that was the one thing. That was the one thing I forgot to tell them to do and stuff. So I'm saying that's what could be it there, Kyle. When I looked at the fluid, it's just as dark as it want to be. So that's not guard, not guard. See, I've been up here what 92.22. Oh God, been up here a while and stuff, man. Hey, so you guys got any more questions for me? Cause I know I've been kind of all over the place and stuff, but I ain't been doing my lives and stuff like I supposed to, and for that I apologize. So if y'all ain't got any more questions and stuff for me, y'all, we'll do the same thing as always and stuff, man. My contact information is on my information is on my personal page. If you reach out to me, text me first. Let me know who you are. Let me know what the situation is and stuff, and that way I'll make time, get the issue and stuff rectified when we get together. Um, if you ain't follow me on Instagram and stuff, man, I don't fault you. If you ain't follow me on Instagram, I wish you would follow me, but I don't fault you if you don't, guys. I've been kind of slipping up there too and stuff, but I'm gonna get back around to posting stuff up there. But follow me on Instagram, Rhode Island Red Rooster 22, Rhode Island Red Rooster 22 on Instagram, and I'll end on that note right there and stuff. So as always, this your man right here, the one, the only, that beautiful Rhode Island Red Rooster. Telling you as always, continue to do your own research, fact finding studies. Harness on your skills every day. Till next time we talk, next time we meet, be safe, be easy. Peace out. Hold up, let's see. My second truck needs a transmission, bro. The place you got in GA What's the name? What's the name in the city? Oh, they in Jackson. They in Jackson, Georgia, and the place is called. Give me 1 second. Hold on. The place is called. Let's see. Truck repair. Oh, it's called HD. It's called HD Truck Repair. HD Truck Repair. They in Jackson, Georgia. Over there where the TA, the Petro, the Loves, and all that stuff is at. Go check them out. Guy name is Randy. Guy name is. You need to speak with Randy. Randy is the owner of the place and stuff, and so he'll get you straight with all your transmission stuff. You in and out, you in and out of there and stuff. I mean, you get it to him in the morning. He'll have um, yeah. If you want it rebuilt, it's gonna call. If you want it rebuilt, he can have it to you back in a day. If you get the transmission swapped, you can have it back. You can probably have it back in a couple hours. So yeah, HD Truck Repair. That's in Jackson, Georgia, right over there beside the Blue Beacon, where the TA, the Petro, the Loves, and all that. I mean, not the Petro, the TA, the Loves, the Pilot, and the Flying J. Okay, so all right, with that, we'll go ahead and get on out here. This man right here, Red Rooster. Till next time, be safe, be easy, peace out.